Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG WTF LOLF TEW. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2001. More importantly, we are running the Invasion angle, and tonight we're going to be booking Monday Night Raw. I said those completely opposite, by the way. Usually I say I'm running Raw and booking Invasion, but decided to do things different today, I guess. Either way, we did have a couple locker room incidents, but I think what I'm going to start doing from now on is, unless I have to open the notepad in the beginning, because, I don't like risking you guys seeing the show, real quick. So, I like to keep the, something up here to kind of prevent you from seeing the show, keep it a little surprise. But, sometimes you guys just get to see that show just a brief second when, I gotta click run show, so I think for now on, unless I have to open the notepad before the show, considering, I didn't have any, promos or anything, that's when I'll open it. But we have promos, so we're gonna open it then. I could have explained that when we actually, got to one of those portions. What the heck, did I not do any pre-show matches? I guess not. Whatever. We're moving on. Fuck it. We're doing it live. I can't believe I forgot to do any pre-show matches. Either way, wow. Good job, guys. Starting off the night with an A-star with a 100 rating. To be honest, Austin and Rock, our two most popular stars. Doesn't surprise us, but we open up with a 100 A rating here. A-star, I should say. And open up with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rhino, his protege, making their way down to the ring. And then once in the ring, Stone Cold takes the mic and he says, "I bet The Rock is sweating bullets right now. You see, he got lucky when our title match at Unforgiven was turned into a a fatal four-way. But any other time, Rock and I have gone mano. This handsome sumbitch always wins. I always beat The Rock. Rock on his best day can't beat me. Rock can't even beat my protege. And you can bet your ass, come No Mercy, I'm going to show you no mercy and take back my WWF championship." And that's when The Rock's music hits, and out comes the Great One. And he says, no. Let's rewind a little bit there, Stone Cold. Let's just rewind, Did you say that your protege, that Rhino, can beat The Rock? Because that's what The Rock heard. And then Austin says, Rhino could beat you on his worst day. And then Rock proceeds, "Well, that sure as hell sounds like a challenge to The Rock. Hey, Austin, mind moving to the side real quick? I can't see Rhino." And then Austin moves out of the way, and he says, "Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, Austin. He was hidden behind your shadow." Rhino, are you sure that you're ready to go one-on-one with the Great One? And then Austin replies, "Don't patronize my protege. Don't sit there and try to act like Rhino doesn't strike fear into your heart. Because if he doesn't, he sure as hell is tonight when he beats you with a gore." And then Rock says, sticks his hand down, he just goes, "Just bring it." And a little bit of a short promo to start off the night, I will admit, but it gets the job done and confirms our main event of the night between Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin's protege, Rhino. Also, as we move along to the locker room, like I said before, I'm going to try to do it when we actually have to open Notepad up. Vince, us, we pass along tips on the microphone to Shane and psychology to Steph, and Taker passing along tips as working as a face to Mark Jindrak. A-star segment to open it up. Doesn't surprise me, like I said. Austin and Rock were based on entertainment. Rhino, based on overness. Of course, we do see that they were both went off script because I knew they could. Austin enjoyed going off script. Rock was superb without being, on the script. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. J.R. Lawler, not good stuff. Not good stuff. I'm just messing. Whatever. Of course I got the crowd up to the strong start. Austin was fantastic. Rhino was underwhelming, but that's to be expected when you're in the ring with the two most popular stars in the game. And yes, I do think they are the most popular stars in the game. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Also, Rock came out looking excellent, and it gained him some more heat. Rhino, learning to show more charisma. Good for you there, Rhino. That's what we need. Then we just have pretty much the hype segment between, later on tonight we will indeed see Rock take on Rhino. And then we also see that Tonight, we're also going to see the highlight reel, as Chris Jericho says that he's going to have Diamond Dallas Page as his guest. Maybe. And that gets hyped up tonight. We then move... No. We then move to another angle. Not quite to the match yet. I imagine this maybe being before commercial break. We go to a 72 B- here. And Matt and Jeff, they're backstage. They're with Michael Cole. I don't believe I rated Michael Cole because I've learned my lesson. And Cole says, Jeff, Matt, tonight you'll face WCW's Power Plant. And after last week, after they jumped you, I'm sure you've got to be looking forward to this match. And then Matt Hardy stands up and he says, oh, Michael Cole, it's all me and my brother have been thinking about. You see, last week, not only did Power Plant beat us down, but then Regal proceeded to embarrass us right in the middle of the ring. He talked down to me and my brother. He said we were pointless. But Regal must have forgotten that the Hardys don't play that game. And that's why after tonight, when we proceed to pay Power Plant back and embarrass them, Test, Albert, we're coming for you guys and those WWF Tag Team Championships. So the Hardys, I have gone ahead and added the Hardys to the feud, and they are throwing their ticket in here. So there you have it. Hardys will be taking on Power Plant next as we get ready for our opening match. Matt looked good, and Jeff came across well. Good for you guys. Good for the Hardys. Did lose heat for them, unfortunately. As we move on to the next match, though, that gets us a 78 solid B rating to open up the show. And a decent match, the Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt, actually go on to defeat Power Plant when Jeff Hardy defeats Shawn Stasiak after hitting the Swanton Bomb. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Maybe Stasiak kicks out like right after 3 to make it seem like he was still, there. Originally, I had it be like, a quick roll-up, but I have another match that kind of ends like that, and I didn't want it to... They're a little too similar to each other, so I wanted to kind of change it off. Either way, Jeff getting the victory over Shawn Stasiak with the Swanton Bomb, probably after Matt hits the Twist of Fate. Regal doing good work ringside. Matt and Jeff, of course, have excellent chemistry, and they're very impressive in the ring, by the way. Matt Hardy with that 89, Jeff Hardy with that 88. Good for them. And what's this? Shawn Stasiak putting in performance tonight as he does better than Jindrak. Hold on, I gotta take a drink. Stasiak with a 64. Jindrak with a 63. What happened, guys? Huh. Stasiak is improving in technical. That would be why. Stasiak making those improvements. Huh. We then move on to our next angle of the night. We go to a 80 B rating here. Solid B. Just a freestyle segment here. I can explain it myself. After the match, Jindrak and Stasiak go for the attack on the Hardys, jumping with them behind. But not only just Jindrak and Stasiak, Lord Steven Regal gets involved in as well. So now it's a 3-on-2 attack on the Hardy Boys as they're looking to eliminate them. That's when Test and Albert come racing to the save. And now it is a 4v3, and TNA and the Hardys manage to take out Power Plant and Regal and send them packing as they're retreating, while all four teams kind of maybe have like a stare down for a couple seconds while Test and Albert like hold up the titles and Jeff and Matt like look at them or something, something like that. Either way, did advance. Nothing too special here, but good on you guys. Good on. 80 rating. Good job, guys. This did pretty good too. We then move on to a 56 C- rating. We're backstage with Lita, who has requested this time apparently, and she steps up and she says, "Some people would have you believe that I'm a weak champion. Well, some people just need to be proven wrong, and I think we all know who I'm talking about." I gotta take another drink. Hold on, guys. Actually, you know what? I might have. Okay. That was a cough. But my throat does feel better. Moving on from that cough. She says, "Jacqueline, I don't know what your problem is with me, but every time you and I have actually faced in an actual match, I've beaten you. The only time you've ever beaten me is when you jump me from..." But before she can finish saying what she's saying, that's when Jacqueline jumps her from behind. And Jackson starts beating her down backstage, throwing her around, slamming her into everything. Pretty much screaming at her insults, saying pretty much to her, "Don't get injured again," calling her fragile, calling her a weak champion, calling her a disgrace, all that stuff. Jacqueline's peeved. She keeps going, of course, until she's pulled off by security, and Lita just kind of lays there, gaining heat for the women's feud, which that doesn't surprise me at all, considering It's still like an F. We move on to the next segment that, wow, hello, an A-star rating here with a 99. Jericho just 1 point off. 1 point off for that perfect rating. Best highlight reel so far, though. The ring is set up. We have the highlight reel all set up. Out comes its host, Chris Jericho. Once in the ring, he takes the mic and he says, "Welcome, everyone, to Raw is Jericho!" Now, tonight, on the highlight reel, I told you all that I was going to have Diamond Dallas Jackass here tonight. Maybe. But it turns out he's a no-show. But don't worry, all you beautiful Jerichoholics. Your handsome host is always here. You know, speaking of DDP, I'm kind of glad he didn't show up. I'm kind of glad he no-showed. Yeah, I am. You see, DDP has a tendency of ruining things. He ruined my WWF title opportunity. He ruined my WCW title opportunity. He ruined WCW Halloween Havoc 1999. He just kind of ruined WCW in general. And he probably would have ruined my show, so I'm glad he didn't show up. I am. But you know what? Mark my words, Grandpa. The next time we meet, I'm going to break your hip. And it doesn't matter how much you scream, the nurses aren't going to show, your grandchildren aren't going to show, their grandchildren aren't going to show, your old war buddies from World War I aren't going to show, old Diamond Dallas Mama and Diamond Dallas Daddy aren't going to show. And your Diamond Dallas dog won't even be there. You see, Paige, what I'm trying to get across to you is when you and I meet in the ring, you will never, ever be the same again. And Jericho, even though he didn't get to have Diamond Dallas Page as his host, he did get to rip a little heat on DDP. And, well, yeah. DDP better watch out. Speaking of DDP, nerds and geeks, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler for Nitro. Because I kind of need your help here. So on Nitro, I'm thinking about having Paige do pretty much what Jericho did and host his own talk show, but talk shit on Jericho. And you see, I kind of want it to be a little different. I'm thinking, let's actually make that be the show. DDP doesn't really have guests. He can, but normally it's him just talking his shit, which is normally. But he doesn't really have them come out, and when he does, he's planning something most likely. But anyway, I wanted to think of a name for the show. I haven't thought of something yet. I mean, I have, but I'm not in love with it like I want to be in love with it. It's all right. It's decent. It's okay. But I wanted to see if you guys can come up with any ideas for Diamond Dallas Page. So I have two in my head. I just thought of one off the top of my head right now, although it doesn't make much sense because it's not as long as the show says it is. But I just thought of the Diamond Hour. Like I said, it's not an hour-long show, so it wouldn't really make much sense to call it that. And then the one I thought of while I was at work was Thursday nights with Diamond Dallas Page or something like that. Hold on, I want to open it up because I had it, but that's not what it was. My buddy Chris suggested that I ask you guys, so I asked you guys. But let's see what it was. Diamond Thursdays with Dallas Page. That's what it was. Diamond Thursdays with Dallas Page. Let me know what you guys think of that, or if you have anything better, let me know. Either way, it did gain some heat for these guys, and yeah, not turning Jericho quite just yet. Hopefully soon here. Either way, we then move on to a 74 B- rating. We're backstage. Edge is prepping for his match when Christian walks in, the number one contender for the United States Championship, and he says, "Hey, bro, I heard that you're taking on Stacy's dog, Chucky P, tonight." Edge replies, What are you doing here?" And Christian goes, "What? Just because we're opponents at No Mercy doesn't mean I don't have your back." And Edge goes, I guess that's true. Sorry, I'm just on the edge." The two laugh because they made a little bit of a pun, and then Edge goes, "Stacy's dog, though?" And then Christian says, "Hey, it's the best I can come up with on such short notice. You know why he's so angry all the time?" "Why?" "Well, I heard Stacy never lets him out. Never lets him be the dog that he is. She's always starving him, never putting out outside. You know what I mean? Like a dog." And Edge goes, "That's a little confusing all for a sex joke." Christian says, "Can't blame a guy for trying. Let's go," as we head into commercial break. And then we move on to the next match, which will be Edge versus Chucky P. So Edge created a new catchphrase here. The only one I could really see that would work as a catchphrase is, that's a little confusing, all for a sex joke. Or, I don't know, maybe he just said something else. But Edge created a new catchphrase and people like it. So there you have it. Also, Edge was good on his performance, or his performance was good, I should say. So there you have that as well, and it gained heat for the Edge and Christian rivalry. Moving on to the next segment, which is indeed the match that we just said it was. We get a solid B rating here with an 82. And about that, good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Edge goes on to defeat Chuck Palumbo with the roll-up. Like I said, I had another match that it was kind of just a quick roll-up. It was this match. So Edge gets the quick roll-up on Chuck Palumbo. 1, 2, 3. Edge wins the match. Edge had an 81 rating. Chuck Palumbo with a 75. But what's happening there? What's happening here? We go to an 84 B-plus rating. The match is over, and Stacy, she walks over to Christian, and she begins to flirt with Christian. And Christian, of course, being the man that he is, falls for the flirting. And that's all while Edge is celebrating. And then Chuck Palumbo finally gets back up for, being pinned, and he jumps Edge from behind and starts beating him down, all the while Christian is still distracted by Stacy. Or is he? Well, we'll never know, because Kurt Angle rushes down to the ring, and he races to Edge, one of his friend's side, and races to his save to pretty much... I don't know where I was going with that, but he comes down to Edge's save, and to also get a little bit of hopeful revenge on Chuck Palumbo here, because let's not forget, Angle and Palumbo do not get along. Unfortunately for Kurt, he doesn't get to the ring in time because Chuck and Stacy run off into the crowd to avoid Kurt, and Kurt just stands there over his friend while Christian gets in the ring too, and he's just kind of standing there like, oh, I didn't even know what happened. Edge was good. Keebler came across as well. Of course, Angle and Palumbo gained some heat, as did Edge and Christian. Good on you guys. Hopefully you don't lose it in this next segment. No, you're good. So we're backstage with Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle now. Probably back from another commercial break, I'd imagine. And then Edge, he's pissed. And he says, the hell was that, man? I'm out there getting my ass kicked and you're too busy flirting with a girl? Or maybe you wanted him to hurt me, so I wouldn't walk into No Mercy 100%. And then Christian gets a little defensive. He says, look, man, I'm sorry. What do you want me to say? She's hot. You can't tell me you wouldn't do the same thing. And then Edge goes, yeah, I could. Haven't you ever heard of bros before? Before he can finish, what we all know he's going to say, Kurt steps in. He says, guys, just calm down for a moment. I know you two have a match at No Mercy, and I know that the better man will come out on top. So don't let this ruin your friendship. And more importantly, your brotherhood. If you're going to be mad, then there's two people you should be mad at. And that's WCW's Bonnie and Clyde, Stacy and Chuck Palumbo. And if I will get my hands on that greasy punk. And the next time I do, well, I'm going to make sure my mom's not watching that night. So a pretty generic promo. Just seeing the kind of the tension between Edge and Christian follow up. While Kurt, being the friend to the both of them, saying, come on guys, let's calm it down. We should be mad at Chuck. And he throws it in that, he's still pissed at Chuck. And, well, you know what, like he said himself, he doesn't want his mom watching when he eventually gets his hand on there. So, yeah. Anyway, so Christian's getting better at his gimmick. Edge looked good. Angle was good. All in all, good Angle. And Edge and Christian still gaining that heat. Moving on to the next segment, we go to another A-star here. Hell yes. A-star with a 96 rating. Undertaker races down to the ring. He enters his yard with a mic in hand, and he's got something to say. So he steps up, and let me respond to this message real quick. And he says, seems to me that Shane McMahon has an issue with the dead man. But what I find to be even funnier is how it's the former WWF guys that have tried to take me out first. First with the Giant, now Benoit. Why is that, Shane? Afraid you guys can't get the job done? Well, Chris, I hope your ass is ready. Ready for the biggest challenge of your career. You see, I'm not like any other human mortal man you've ever faced before. So you get ready for ass-kicking 101 with The Undertaker, because it's about to be in session. Oh, and Ric Flair, just so you know, just so we're clear, if you try to get involved in this thing between me and Benoit, I will come to your house, beat your ass in front of your family, and put you into early retirement. I'm done playing these games with you and you WCW punks. You want me so bad? Then step up into my yard, and we will see if you can go toe-to-toe with the dead man. That's when Ron Simmons' music hits, and out comes the former hardcore champion. And that also means I gotta go here, and he says, Taker, you always talking a big game. But you and I have worked together in the past, and I know you're just some big fraud. In fact, Benoit isn't ever going to get his shot at you, because I'm taking Shane up on his bounty by kicking your ass tonight. Worse than I'm going to beat Sabu's ass when I get my hardcore title back. And he throws the mic down, he starts heading to the ring, while Taker's pretty much, he's ready, he's prepared. Let's do this, man, let's go. No words to be said there. It did gain some heat for the Benoit Taker storyline. Taker was also good. No worker improvements, though, as we move to the next segment to get us a 78 solid B rating here. Not too bad, especially if they don't click, but we'll get to that. We have about that had good heat and decent wrestling. The Undertaker goes on to defeat Ron Simmons with the last ride. Taker and Ron Simmons apparently just don't click, so they don't have good chemistry with each other. That's a shame. And The Undertaker with a 75, Ron Simmons with a 63. And the reason why I'd imagine them being so low is because they just don't have the good chemistry together. Not bad, though. I mean, come on, you're getting a solid B for that. It's disappointing if you want, you have a main event talent with a upper mid-card talent, but still, the fact that they didn't click shows it, but they still, that's not bad for not clicking together. So we move on to the next angle. I almost thought that I had a Benoit thing there, but I don't. Move on to the next angle. We have a solid A rating here with a 92. We're backstage. Austin, he's just working with Rhino, working him out, having him punch the bag and all that. And then he finally says, all right, that's enough, Rhino. Let me talk to you for a second. Now out there, I know it was all fun and games, but I don't want you to underestimate Rock. Rock's one tough son-bitch. And tonight, if you don't take him serious, he's going to lay your ass down. So just listen to me. Don't let him up. Don't let up on him. And the second you see him going for that stupid elbow, get up and hit him with the gore. Now go out there and make me proud. And we start heading to the match as it's main event time. Austin was a real star in this segment. Rhino is improving in acting. There you have that. So our main event of the night gets another solid B. A lot of solid B ratings here tonight. Solid B rating with an 80. And about that had great wrestling and good heat. The Rock goes on to defeat Rhino in 10 minutes, 21 seconds by disqualification when Triple H comes in and attacks Rhino. So similar to kind of like last week, but instead of distracting him, Triple H just came in and beat the living hell out of Rhino, not waiting for it, and the DQ goes off, giving him the victory. How does that make sense? Wouldn't Rhino get the victory? Okay, hold on. Did I do that? No, I didn't. What? Okay, guys. You would think that Total Extreme Wrestling would get the hint. Maybe this is why Rock wasn't so mad at me, because I didn't put Rhino over. But you would think Total Extreme Wrestling would be like, oh, someone's being attacked in the match and it's ending by DQ and with outside interference? Huh, that must mean that Rhino's getting DQ'd. Or, Rhino should be getting the victory and The Rock's getting DQ'd. But nope, Total Extreme Wrestling was like, Rock's winning. I know what you're trying to do here, but Rock's winning. Rhino should have won this match by DQ, but the game had other plans for me, so there you have that. Either way, Rock with a 78, Rhino with a 78, Rock with a 97. Did lose heat for the Austin Rock segment because, well, Austin's on commentary here, and the Triple H Rhino segment, or storyline advance. So there you have that. I'm still kind of baffled that Total Extreme Wrestling did that. Either way, we end off the night with a 95 A-star rating here. The match is over, but chaos is continuing. As Triple H is beaten down on Rhino, Austin comes in to try to save his protege, but Rock jumps from Austin and starts attacking him, and that's when the mentor and the protege just get beat down by both their rivals, Rock and Triple H, until they clear them of the ring. And then finally, while they're out of the ring, Rock and Triple H have a little bit of a stare down. Triple H may not be going after the WWF title right now, but he's still got his eyes on that title. Rock then extends his hand for a handshake to Triple H because, well, they were kind of on the same side there for a second. Triple H thinks about it, doesn't really trust The Rock, but he goes on and shakes his hand, but he pays for it as The Rock, proves that he's The Rock. I don't like you either, Triple H. Pulls him in, hits The Rock bottom on the game, probably paying him back for giving him the DQ, even though he won the match technically, and he poses for the crowd to end off the show. So there you have that. Of course, Stephanie and Triple H are great together. Austin looked excellent. Rock looked excellent. Triple H looked excellent. Both feuds gained heat, and Rhino just looked. To end off the show, we do get a A rating, which that I wasn't expecting, but I'll take it. A rating with a 92, increasing our popularity in 17 regions. Good show. Jolly good show. Good show, jolly good show. Well, crikey. That sucks. Well, so one of the Nerds and Geeks commented and said, why don't I just sign Hulk Hogan and make him a trainer? And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. I might try to sign Hulk Hogan and just make him a trainer until I use him. Well, I can't, because he already signed with New Japan. I was planning on, doing it after this episode. I guess I waited too long. So New Japan completed the signing of Hulk Hogan. Major targets for the promotion, although it is not clear. So they definitely got a big star on their hands. Big ol' star that we are eventually going to steal. Because I already had plans. Of course, Raw is doing great. Honky Tonk Man leaving All Japan Wrestling. Is that what that is? AJW? I don't know. And there you have it. There you have it. So Hogan does indeed go on to sign with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Regal is not happy with how he's been booked. I didn't even really book you, but okay. Undertaker says Sean Stasiak can't sell anything worth a damn in my opinion. He needs to learn how to work. My protege's tag team partner sucks. Do something better, pretty much. And then Kurt Angle says Jeff Hardy is a star in the making. The kid can make us some serious money in the future. Oh, he will. He will. I've seen the future. I know what Jeff Hardy's going to do. Did someone new get added here, or was it? I don't know. Let's check out storylines before we end this off. So Jericho and DDP got that B plus 85 now. E and C with the 71 B minus. Kurt and Chuck with a 78 B. Lead and Jacqueline still with the F, but they got an F plus now. But it's going to take some work, I guess. Austin and Rock with a 91A. TNA Power Plant Hardys with a 76 B minus. That was not on here. Taker and Benoit are an 88B plus, and Triple H and Rhino with an 80B. Alright, not too bad. That's going to be the end of this episode, though, guys, so I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, my name's been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. I will see you guys this Thursday for Thursday Night Nitro. But until then, have a great day.